Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, here with my quick thoughts on Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This was directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who also directed a movie I really enjoy called Just Mercy, starring Michael B. Jordan, and it starred, and I'm going to try and get these names right, Simu Liu, Awkwafina, Michelle Yeoh, and Tony Leung. Again, if I butcher names, I greatly apologize. And this movie is the latest installment in the MCU, which I think everybody knows what that is. And it tells the story of a man named Shang Chi, played by Simu Liu, who lives in a relatively normal life under the assumed name of Sean. And it seems like he lives a pretty normal life. He has a job as a valet parker, he has a friend named Katie, played by Awkwafina. All good, right? Well, it turns out that he lives two lives, in the words of Mr. Smith, in that he escaped from a criminal organization that his father runs, the Ten Rings. His father, played by Tony Leung, brings Shang-Chi back along with Shang-Chi's sister in order to find their seemingly dead mother. While in the process, Shang-Chi learns of his great powers through martial arts and assumes the power of the Ten Rings. This is going to get me a substantial amount of heat, but it's my opinion, so I'm sticking with it. The MCU has been quite disappointing this year. Black Widow was okay, WandaVision was good until the ending, and I have not seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki because I just can't I just kind of don't want to. I know I'll have to watch those shows eventually to catch up because of the whole multiverse thing, but the MCU has just been kind of there for me. Honestly, the DCEU has been doing gangbusters this year, with The Suicide Squad being one of my favorite movies of the year, and the Snyder Cut not really having to go as hard as it did, but I am so glad that it did. Insert the meme of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park saying, "You did it, you crazy son of a bitch, you did it." But Shang-Chi actually looked quite promising. And my instincts were correct. This has been my favorite MCU-related thing in 2021. And the jury is still out on Eternals, though I have finally seen the new trailer for that, and Eternals looks really good. However, for right now, Shang-Chi is just really good. The biggest compliment that I can give to this movie is the fight scenes. If there's one complaint I've seen about the MCU, there are many, but I've seen one that says the fights are not really shot all that well. And I can kind of understand to a certain extent. They look very good to me. But here, especially, the fights are filmed really well. My favorite fights are the one on the bus with Shang-Chi versus Razor Fist and the Goons, and the fight at the end between Shang-Chi and his father. You'll know them when you see them, but they're both great. There are other really good fights as well, but those two are my favorites. I also quite enjoyed the cast. I'm not quite sure if Simu Liu has been in too many movies other than this. However, I hope to see him in more stuff because I really liked his performance here. I liked the chemistry that he had with Awkwafina, who Awkwafina had a lot of the funny lines, and yeah, give them all to her because she was really good here too. And she actually plays a pretty pivotal part in the ending. No spoilers, but she does a lot of good in this movie, and I have a lot of respect for that. Michelle Yeoh is always great, and Tony Leung was really good in here as well. I love the dynamic between he and Simu Liu. There's several scenes where they're together, and it's just, you really do appreciate just the relationship that they had and how strained it is. There are not too many blow-ups where they're like, "I hate you, Dad, you suck." There's no scenes like that. It's just allowed to breathe, and I liked that. I liked the spirit of that. The audience is allowed to put two and two together to create four, seeing yeah, it's clear that they are not exactly in a rosy relationship. My lone complaint with the movie is that I felt like it was a tad too long. There's a flashback scene in here involving Shang-Chi's mother and this other crime gang, and I gotta be honest, when this was gearing up, I left and I went to the bathroom. Number one, I really had to go, but number two, it was the scene of Shang-Chi's mom's death, and I kind of wished that they left that kind of ambiguous, or not ambiguous, but kind of left to our own imagination. I kind of get why it was shown in here to see where Shang-Chi's journey begins in terms of his mindset and all. However, I just wish it was left to the imagination, like I said. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just one lone thing. There is a lot to enjoy about this movie. And I don't want to spoil anything in the movie, but let's just say this movie buries Iron Man 3, and it's low-key really beautiful how they do it. Again, no spoilers, but let's just say there's a scene in which Tony Leung is talking about the legacy of the Ten Rings, and then he brings up Aldrich Killian and him in Iron Man 3, and the actor Ben Kingsley and the whole thing with the Mandarin. And again, no spoilers, but there's a line that just made me like laugh so hard, because it was like, yes, you buried Iron Man 3. Good for you guys. Great form. Because, in case you all don't know, I hate the twist in Iron Man 3. I think it is stupid, and from what I have read in the comics, the Mandarin is quite a sinister villain, and so to turn him from what he is in the comics to just some dude from Manchester is just a waste of Ben Kingsley and the waste of a twist. It was a twist for the sake of a twist. But that's kind of what I love about the MCU, in that something may seem really lame in the moment, but there's always room to kind of retcon it and course correct it. I love the spirit of that. It was a complete retcon of the garbage twist in Iron Man 3, and I will always love Shang-Chi for that. But for the movie as a whole, I give it a great rating. Like I said, it's a tad too long. However, it's a small problem. The rest of the movie, like I said, there is a lot to love here. I love the cast, I love the fights. There's some good moments without it devolving into, I guess, MCU humor, as it is coined. I love the relationship between Shang-Chi and his dad, and I love the fights between them. Like I said, this is my favorite MCU thing of the year. Hopefully Eternals is better. But I'm sure you all have seen Shang-Chi by this point. What are your thoughts about the movie? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And then tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be dropping my video for Hell or High Water, in that it is much better than you remember. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.